good little area for Deer Park from where they're at in 2015. They will finish on top of the ladder, we would suggest, but here's a chance to try some different things.
I think Suki's a loose man in defence as well for Deer Park.
So the second half is underway. Hopefully it will be as great as what the first half was, as Sargent goes over the top of Foley, who starts off at Deer Park in the middle. Coming through strongly though, Kwame on cue. McHarg now to Quick, who he himself has started up forward there. So a few positional changes made by Mark Bullen, but in the end though, Alafraco is the man who gets it away. Off hands, Harrington doing the roving, that time at left half forward, goes long at the back. Panay lurking, doesn't quite grab this one though. Ewer does enough and might get a free kick here for a in danger against Miller.
Against Miller, yeah, come in just a little bit dangerous off the ground there. Tell you what, that would have been a huge goal to start this third quarter for Werribee Districts if he had kicked it.
So Ewer straight to Corey Brown, who goes towards Wong, who has that one punched away from him for a throw in between right half back and centre wing on the College Road side for Deer Park.
But I think, well, they know about it in-house, but I think this competition has just created a new great backman in McGuinness. That was absolutely fantastic, fantastic work there.
So, ball back in, almost great work there from McDowell with his fleet-footedness to keep the ball in, but unfortunately the spinning trajectory of the ball went back over the line for another throw-in. Now around 60 out for the Werribee District's goal down the Duncan Roads end.
Both sides playing a spare in defence.
Yeah, the one plus back there, Pella, is it? Pella's back there for Werribee Districts. Yep. Molavas gone to quick too, that's good. They got the matchups, I reckon, Werribee Districts.
So centering clearance kick here for Deer Park up towards Wong, who might have got one in the back. Umpire says no, and we'll get a ball up. So McGuinness getting away with that one.
Just got to hold tight here for a little while, the Districts boys. Make sure they keep that movement going, keep creating movement up the ground.
Here, Kwame McHarg barking instructions there at that stoppage. Didn't work though, as Werribee Districts get it away towards Chadwick, who's up at centre half forward. The ball bouncing just shy of Panay, and as it just came back into his possession, he was over the line. So a throw in, 40 out from the Werribee Districts goal.
I reckon that's the right kick too, kick it out in the space. Well done to Ewers there too, just keeping that pressure, keeping right in behind Panay there to give him no space, no room to turn.
Williams, the main ruck there for Deer Park, but Foley came up third man, got it tapped down. Dean and Summers now try to wrestle forward, but here comes Sargent to be the third man involved. Slips over and then gets back up, gets his kick that bounces just over Panay and Ewer at the back. Vella, the only man there to mop up. Quickly gets onto that left boot, goes to the College Road wing area. Bounces nice here for Bruin. But well done by Patterson though to shut him down. Got the smother in on the handball and we'll get a throw in. So almost 3 minutes gone here in the third term. No score to either side, so it's still a 21-point advantage to the Tigers. 5-10-40 to Deer Park, 3-1-19. From the throw in, Foley front position, but the ball bouncing back to Sargent. Brought down and gone, says the umpire. Sargent thinking it might have been just a little bit too high with that tackle, but no. Foley did enough of the right stuff to get the free kick off to McHarg, who just slipped as he kicked that, but it might still work out okay.
McGuinness again.
Well done once again by Sean McGuinness. He's played a brilliant game on James Wong, who's got the one goal, but that's about all he's done in terms of kicks too.
McGuinness, he's a backman. Aren't they good? Aren't they good?
Always underrated, the backman. I should know that myself, playing juniors in the same role as Vella. Lurks at this one, but doesn't grab the footy. Away come Werribee Districts once again.
They're away.
Through Patterson. Brilliant handball out. And away they come through Purton, who gets it up towards Alafraco, who's just a bit bamboozled by the fickle bounce around centre half forward here. Big pack of players now converge in. Ball jars free back towards Deer Park's way, but only as far though as Kalia, who steadies. Then handballs off. Alafraco once again. Short ball. Panay this time gets the mark in front of Ewer.
The hole into that space. It's good, especially with that one player back, Deer Park, and Werribee Districts have as well. But they can't afford to just kick down the corridor to that contest up the line here. They've got to go out into space. Look, if it's not Panay, it's got to be one of the other smalls that get out there.
So Andrew Panay on right up against the boundary line here, 45-degree angle, but we know how skillful he is. He can make these look very, very easy from 40 out. Well, almost him. Just the one behind, but it's the first score of the second half going the way of Werribee Districts. 5-11-41 now to Deer Park, 3-1-19. So So biggest margin of the game now, 22 points in favour of the Tigers. As Brown now with the kick-in duties, goes long, hoping for Foley. Sargent at the back, leapt up, brought the ball to ground. McHarg, a little deft kick, trying to go back towards Foley, who now brings it in. And umpire will call for a ball up, 55 out for the Werribee District's goal. So time now, 5 minutes here in the third term. As we get another restart, courtesy of a throw-in.
Got to keep moving that ball forward here, Districts. Keep the holes, keep the space open for themselves, but don't just fall down for stoppages at the moment.
So from the throw, the tap goes the way of the District's courtesy of Sargent. Williams gets back for Deer Park and utilises the safety of the boundary line to cause another throw-in. This time around 25 out from the Tigers' goal.
Inside 50s, 5-1.
Sorry, yeah. Hello. The big question mark now comes over Deer Park's leadership and who's going to spark them.
Yep.
Could it be McHarg who could do that? He tries to break away, but is brought down yet again. Panai involved.
Gang
nice
tackle.
work. Once again, those small forwards of Werribee Districts doing things defensively and brilliantly. So ball up, 45 out from the Tigers' goal, directly in front of that Duncan's Road set of goals, but away comes Kwame. Away he comes Ismail again. Little Kwame, I should say. Sorry. Little Kwame. And he's kicked though not so good. Marked by Sargent. He goes in ball to Mullivas.
Got to keep it wide. Got to keep it wide here.
Really feeling each other out, aren't they?
So Pella takes the mark just as Ismail was bearing down on him. Right on centre wing, College Road side. Malafraco provides a short lead, as does Mullivas. He goes the ladder, back inside the middle of the ground now. Chris Mullivas switching play to the high school side. Over the top of Connor Purton's head, but he's going to get involved here as he gets the mark when they receive handball from Taylor.
Oh.
And the short ball in, Harrington almost. Chance though for Dean, who just leaves it though
downfield
for Pella. And he's going to get a downfield free, yes. Decked a good second after he got rid of it. So big goal opportunity coming up here for Scott Miller, and he won't pass it off this time.
Gee, that was a very, very good passage of play for Werribee. As you mentioned, Willow, they're just testing each other out a little bit, just trying to find that gap. They didn't panic. They went wide straight away and just held it to find the space.
And you can hear the roar of the players and the fans alike as Miller puts that one through. He's got two. And Werribee Districts get the all-important first goal of the second half to go to 6-11-47. Deer Park 3-1-19. Margin now out to a new high of 28 points, 7.5 gone third term.
Scotty Miller's stats, Willow.
I'll just get to you in a sec, Tomsy.
All right, no, they held on to that long enough. Didn't just blaze away too. Lowered the eyes going inside the 50 there. It was a downfield anyway, but it would have been a mark to the Werribee Districts players. So
10 disposals, 2 goals.
Geez, he's been alive and been good, involved in everything.
And that discipline's going to come into it too.
Yep.
So back in the middle, Sargent with the early leap, but the ball not really travelling anywhere, so the umpire will call for a restart. And a huge leap that time from Sargent over Foley.
Good.
Almost as good as a normal specky that time. Gets it out of the centre square.
How good was that?
Oh, beautiful word from Kalia too. Rode the bump and then handball straight away to Pella, who goes to Panai. And he takes the mark in front of Ewer. It's a couple of inside 50 marks now for Panai in this term.
Don't they look so good, Werribee, when they kick wide to that fat side of the ground going inside their forwards, keep the space open, let the smaller forward line run onto it.
It's where their strength is, isn't it?
Yep.
We get a fair good look at this too from our vantage point in the caravan as Panai, with a much better angle to work with than his last attempt at goal, on the opposite side. It's more on the College Road side this time, but he went for distance. I would have thought he'd be fine with that one.
He's hooked that badly.
Widely. Over out and bounds on the full in the left forward pocket.
So inside 50, 7-1 now. Werribee District's way.
They've got to try and get Stewart back into the contest here. Sargent goes right against Foley. Obviously, Benny Foley hasn't got the leap anymore, and young Sargent can jump over the top of him where he can't against Stewart.
Old-fashioned huddle halfback here.
It is, yeah, God.
Wait for the spread now.
And straight to Stewart.
Brown goes in, and that's exactly where it goes to. Willow, Stewart, and or Foley at the back, but Sargent got in between the two. However, Wong gets the crumb and kicks it away quickly to the man named Quick. Tim Quick at centre wing.
He's got Braun out wide.
All right, he looks not to go for Bruin. He goes for McHarg. He's got Mini-Me and Ismail as well if he wants to. Decides not to go for it. And decides to pop it up instead to an open goal square. Getting back now, Amarin T's had a very quiet day. And he can only get a hand to that one and spoil it over the line for a throw in the right forward pocket. So testing time here for Deer Park. They haven't really been this tested for a very long time. 28 points down, 10 minutes into the third term. The reigning premiers, the undefeated reigning premiers, haven't lost in 686 days. We mentioned at the top of the show. Down here, Ismail lurking. Second to the ball though. Patterson with good pressure. Forces the ball up just inside the 50 here for Deer Park down the club room end.
I would suggest too in 86 days,
yes.
they have not been this far behind on the scoreboard either.
Yeah,
28 points.
At any time.
So from the ball up, Foley again with Sargent. Sargent with the leap at the back, but Foley front position. Did enough to keep it stationary, but not for long though. McDowell gets it away and kicks it straight to his opposite 18 in Crawford, who slides through the glue pot of the centre square.
Plenty of numbers pushed back again here.
Oh.
Just got a hold.
Wasn't a pretty kick off the boot from Crawford, but it still finds the coach in Bullen.
So we've got Chris Stewart on here by himself. If they can get it quickly down him, no, they haven't.
Oh, almost a kick of surrender, that one there from Bullen, as he just finds touch over the line out of bounds left half forward. Really to no one, that one.
No, it's just lack of. I think just great defence too by Werribee Districts. They really are blocking every avenue that Deer Park are used to going inside their deep inside their forward line with. Not happening. Another throw in, is it?
Yeah, they've been able to take away the flair that Deer Park normally play with.
Yeah.
Just that confidence that they can run and carry and take blokes on. It hasn't happened at all today.
Tell you what, losing Purton Smith early too, I reckon that's
Big blow.
obviously a big blow, yeah.
And Broadbent.
And
Yes.
Broadbent,
He's the other one. Just those two out of your midfield makes a massive difference.
Possession getters. It's well, they're lacking a little bit at the moment from the big players.
There's just no switch at all with Deer Park at the moment. That's what Broadbent usually brings them.
So free kick there to Dylan Taylor from the latest stoppage. Goes right in front of the scoreboard here on the high school side. Big pack of players forming here. Summers has it for Deer Park. Brought down by Molavas though, and they've got the run at the back now. The Tigers. Fortune comes charging through, sees an open goal square, misses the lot. One bounce over for a throw-in. Probably not a bad result in the end for Werribee Districts to reset and get another chance at another goal and possibly push this margin beyond 5 goals.
Probably should have done a little bit better there, Jesse Fortune. Quality player.
So the throw in right next to the left-hand behind post. Ruck, only one ruck really went at it there, and it was Williams for Deer Park. However, the ball spills backwards to Alafracca, just outside 50. Amarantidis trying to put the body pressure on him, didn't work. Kicking ball was brilliant to Main, who can set up now at centre half forward. Short ball, oh no. Not good enough though. Bruin read it beautifully. Got it back out to Foley, who goes long to no one. Straight to his opposite 31 in Patterson. Wong got there late, but Patterson in prime position to take the mark.
Good
and away he goes to Pella.
Good football,
Switching
Werribee.
play through the middle of the ground. Pella now out wide towards the Werribee District's interchange bench. Paddy was there, so was Mackenzie. But the boundary line met the two, and we'll get a throw in right in front of the Tigers interchange bench.
Is Chris Stewart playing as a spear in the defensive area?
He had some time in the second quarter playing loose down there.
Crikey.
Just trying to pick up where Sargent is.
Sargent's on the bench.
Oh, okay.
So Ismail grabs the crumb, gets brought down. McHarg back to Crawford, who sits this one nice and high. And the spoilers go at it. Main was the first spoiler. Amarantidis the second one. Chance now for Deer Park to break away here through Bullen. He gets it off to McHarg.
Nice hands.
Silky mover he is. He's brought down again. Plumridge, another great tackle. That's twice in a game that you never ever expect Prime McHarg to get brought down.
Tell you what, he's
Oh,
making a few blues today, McHarg.
It was way too flashy that time as Plumridge goes quickly to Dean and short to Panai. Too far out to score this one though for Andrew Panai, so he'll look for the set-up to the top of the square. Back towards Morrow and Harrington. Neither can grab it. At ground level now, the ball jars free. Back into Morrow's hands, who leapt up beautifully, protected the footy. Back to Pella, back to Morrow. Pella puts the Shepherd on for him. Handball back. Looks like it's Chadwick here going for goal. Stewart, almost Harrington behind him. The ball trickles over for a throw in the left forward pocket.
They are the best run-down defensive side in the competition, Werribee Districts. Time and time again, in the short time that we have seen them, they apply that pressure and run down the opposition from behind or from the side. Excellent.
Stewart taps it down. Brown straight away, but set upon by 2 Werribee Districts tacklers. And we'll get another ball up. 30 out from the Tigers' goal at Duncan's Road end. They lead it by 28 points. Nearly 15 gone here in the third term. Loose ball. Brown once more. Quickly gets it away. Stewart on his non-preferred. Misses Tim Quick. Back to Pella, who's got Patterson in support. Runs through the middle and then goes towards right half forward. Nice kick too towards Chadwick, who draws the free kick too for a chop. So Mitch Chadwick goes on. He's got Mullavass, who slipped. Unfortunately, the ball went over his head. Right idea. Unfortunately, execution on Mullavass's part, not there. Brown takes the mark. Or Bruin, I should say. No, it was Brown who goes short to Amarantini. That was dangerous. They've turned it over. Halloran gets it from Panai, who gives it to Mullavass, who now handballs it away to Miller. Spills it first, then gathers it again. Brought a couple of tacklers towards him to try and open up space for his teammates, but unfortunately only Crawford was there. His kick, though, was in hurry. Missing Ismail. Main grabs it and kicks it away to right half forward to Patterson, and a beautiful pass, low and firm to Harrington.
They're just defending here, Deer Park. They've got that many numbers in behind the football. There's not one Deer Park player, not one player up the club room's end of the ground here, the Werribee District's, the Deer Park forward end of the ground. So they're going to get it out. They move it out quick. They've got no one to kick to. And that's what's happened the last couple of occasions. They've got it out and just been knocked out.
Sensational work too from Harrington, who was right up against the boundary when he kicked that goal from 30 out, and he has split the middle beautifully. He's got 2, and Werribee District's now up to 7-11-53. Deer Park 3-1-19, and dare I say it, don't look like adding extra to that score at all the way they're going.
No, not the way they're going, not the way they've set up at the moment. They've got, your key players up around, the goal kickers, I should say, up around the contest. But they have to. Obviously, they have to at the moment. But they're not going to kick a score to win or get back into the game to start with now, Deer Park.
So back in the middle, how much more damage can the Tigers do? They are up and about. Here goes Dean now through the centre. Clearance to Kalia. Takes it at right half forward. Goes on quickly. Panai in front, but at the back, Morrow almost. Stewart, though, in between the two. Ball now spills out towards left half forward here for the Tigers. It's a foot race, a bit of a slow one as the players start to suck in the air. Pella and Bruin. Pella gets there first. Creates some time for Dean to extract the ball out towards Alafraco, who has time to steady and kick it in to Kalia, who almost got blinded by the sun with that one. Put the arms up to protect himself, but the ball stuck.
He's within distance.
6 goals to his name for the season so far, Stephen Kalia. So, Tomsy, you'd back him in for a 7th here?
Yeah,
just
I reckon,
inside 50?
I reckon he should have the distance covered here. Might be right on the goal line. Be good to see a big Werribee Districts player back there.
Kev did say that if there's any breeze to speak of, it's going to the way Deer Park are kicking, so that just holds up as a result. In the top of the square, loose footy, although plenty of players now around it. Deer Park desperate to try and at least rush it through or hold it up. It's the latter. We'll get a ball up.
Gee, you said it before, Willow. You're spot on there. They're lacking flair, aren't they, Deer Park? Just have not got the flair all over the ground at the moment. Anywhere over the ground at the moment.
So barely 3 metres out from Werribee District's goal line. Tap from Stewart goes not far at all. Harrington's there, and they're able to hold up for another ball up.
This little passage here, 2 ball ups, like 2 minutes out from goal. That's the desperation of Werribee Districts not to give anything away.
No. Once again, just frustrating a few of the Deer Park players, defenders.
As a result, Kalia was put on his oar, but he's up and about. Brown, the opposite 26, gets the kick away, but it's going to come back with interest, you think. Sliding in to take the mark here at right half forward is Taylor. Dylan Taylor. Goes in board.
Nearly
Almost to Miller. Just spilled it at the last minute.
Tackle
He went down
again.
Brilliant work once more from the Werribee District's forward line. They are tenacious today.
They're run down tackles.
Frustration for Deer Park now, isn't it?
They are. They need to steady the ship. They need to just have some senior players stand up.
Oh.
It's going to be a free kick.
Ismail just told to calm down there.
Okay.
Good umpiring.
Good umpiring, yeah.
Yep. Like a little warning as Morrow, unopposed, down to Fortune. Kick away again for the Tigers. Panai runs onto it loose, trying to shrug off the attempted Stewart tackle. Didn't quite do enough in the
Giving
end.
away a
But
free
he might get a
kick
free
there.
because Stewart held on too long.
Yep.
Okay.
Ran over the top of Miller, I think, too. Just crunched him. Was it for Panay?
Panay it is.
Okay.
A lot of credit to Wade Chapman today. Brilliantly coached and absolutely
Hal.
fantastic.
Yes. Yep.
So Andrew Panay, who had a shot from a very similar position here on the high school side, around the similar distance on the boundary, and just missed it. We'll look to try and make amends for that attempted shot on goal. If he kicks this one, would you believe it, the margin will go to 40 points. And I think he might just have it, or there's a big ride at the back. It's a free kick though to Deer Park, I think, or no. No, it's all clear from behind. The umpire was motioning for a free kick there for that high leap.
Wade Chapman has done a terrific job in his preparation for today, but all credit to the players too. You can have the best game plan in the world, but if the players don't actually buy into it and execute it, you get nothing out of it.
Here on that statement as the ball gets brought out to Foley at right half back, and he's hoping for someone to present. Wong does, but he's far too short for a legitimate kick to him, so he goes a little bit longer to Bruin, just the required 15. They just motionless at the moment, Deer Park. Another short one here to Foley. I think again there's probably another 5 or so metres towards their attacking half. This one a bit better to Stankovic.
Deer Park have started this block of hard, intense training. Now, it does take its toll on players and a playing group. Maybe it's taken its toll now, even today, because the lack of flair that you've mentioned too, Willow, they just haven't got that run and carry. Maybe they're a little bit tired in the legs, in the mind, because of that training sessions.
Stankovic to Nadam, who went long down the College Road side. Almost a big mark there to Halloran, but he spilled it at the last minute. McHarg now feeds one out to his lookalike in Ismail, who toe pokes it in front of himself, trying to beat Sargent, but he can't. Jamil Sargent not giving up the ghost at all, continue to body in, get the hip and shoulder, and eventually force the ball out of bounds.
I reckon young Ismail might be saying Kwame's a lookalike of me.
Especially that second term.
Yeah, kid's playing a good game.
And his little purple patch as the ball's brought away again for Werribee Districts. Harrington on the bounce, beautiful to Miller. Sold him into a bit of trouble though. Suki brought him down and got him held up nicely for a free kick holding the ball. So well done to Ahmed Suki, who now goes on to Nadam. Through the middle, quickly on, and Markey taken. There's Ismail again on cue. Just outbodied his teammate Mascari in that marking contest. Goes for Bullen. He and Dean both fly up on that one. Ball now spills back into Werribee District's hands. Kick up the centre wing line for Olivas, and now finds Panay, who kept his feet. His opponent knew it didn't. Gets the 50 now, sees an open goal square, and misses the goal face entirely, but it bounces a couple of times over for a throw-in the left forward pocket down the Duncan's Road end.
One of the real good things about Werribee Districts at the moment is their flexibility in their big guys. Molivas across that half-back line. Obviously, Halloran back there. We know he can play back, forward. Harrington's been down there earlier on the year, so they're flexible. Morrow's another one can go back or forward.
So Stewart rips someone out of the ruck and quickly kicks it away. Nadam was the intended target, but he's certainly outsized that time by
Fortune will go close here.
Handball's off to Fortune, who wants to load up from
real
inside the
close.
square and just misses.
Whew, such
Distance,
a beautiful kick of the football,
Distance,
Fortune.
no issue there, Tomsy, you're right, but just the accuracy there, but not by much. 7-13-55 to 3-1-19. Margin now 36 points in favour of the Tigers. Deer Park, no score at all in this third term. Haven't looked like it.
No, they haven't. They've got no one down their forward line. Everyone's up the ground.
Inside 50 twice for the quarter, Deer Park.
You know, this is something that's just something they're looking at. Maybe the coaching staff at Deer Park.
Ewer to himself and almost brought down by Panay. Ball just sitting inside the line before it goes over for a throw-in. 60 out from the Tigers' goal.
I think they'll go scoreless in the quarter. It's going to be a short one.
Yeah.
Only making 5 scores.
Yeah, no, I reckon. Well, can't see him kicking a goal. Can't see him. Who's going to kick the goal unless someone explodes from the half-forward line.
Guy down by Stewart, straight to Fortune. And Fortune's kick is an absolute beauty. And here's another opportunity for the Districts through Morrow.
That's a 6 mark inside 50 for the quarter to Werribee District.
Here's a couple of weird around the ground scores, boys. Tarneet 3-5-23. Parkside 2-11-23. Work that one out. We've got a half-time score from Laverton where it's 8-5-53 to Wyndham Suns 2-5-17.
Oh, gee.
Wheels have fallen off there.
Topsy-turvy season for a few sides.
Also trying to work out how Deer Park has gone. 3-1-19 as Morrow puts that one through. And the margin exceeds 40 points, now to 42. 8-13-61 Werribee Districts. Deer Park 3-1-19. 24 and a half gone here in the third quarter.
He's played an excellent co-captain's game today. I don't know if he's co-captain anymore, Morrow, but just played, I reckon, a great game. What he's done right from the word go today, he's crashed through the packs up forward. He's presented himself, hasn't taken the big marks, but presented himself to bring the ball down the ground early piece of the game. And
that's
I
all
reckon
they
set
want
the scene
from their forwards, isn't it?
Yep.
Let Panay and Paddy just go berserk at the feet of the bigs.
Yeah, because they really have got the good front and squarers, and they turn their opponents inside out, the smaller Werribee Districts forwards.
So Stewart now back in the centre and gets the clearing kick away. Kondos meets to this one, but he's caught as the meat in the sandwich that time. Ball spills free. Back into Deer Park's hands though. Ismail quickly off, and the kick comes long. Might have been McKenzie there, top of the square. Bruin was there, but it's fisted away over the line for a boundary throw in the right forward pocket down the club room end by Patterson.
Still scoreless.
They still are.
Still scoreless. This is where you want Chris Stewart in this situation for a set play, which they've done numerous times, but he's not there. He's in behind the football. He's going to take the ruck work here.
Three-quarter time, Braybrook 2-5-17, trail Auburn-Vale 14-13-97.
As a free kick's picked out here, it's going the way of the Tigers yet again. Sargent from the ruck goes to Patterson, almost Ismail with the close down, but Patterson held his nerve and took the mark. They switch play now through Connor Purton. Back inside the defensive goal square. He runs away now to right half backs. Got Dean in board, uses him by hand. And he goes long, Miller and or Chadwick. It's the latter who takes it. Good read from Chadwick. Good lead from Miller too to allow him just to run onto it without any concern whatsoever. He goes on to right half forward. Misses the target though. So sliding in now Williams. Brought in by Morrow who pleads for deliberate. The umpire says no. Let's throw that one in. So 26 and a half gone here in the third term. The last score for Deer Park, 17 minutes 23 into the second term with that beautiful ruck work and goal from Kondos. That's it. Haven't scored since. As Stewart had the advantage height-wise against Sargent, with the ball now brought forward. Not by any real disposal for Werribee Districts that time. Last man there was Brown, but his kick though straight back to a huge pack. Sargent there, wrapped up and gets his kick away as the siren sounds just before Panay could sneak that one through. He got the goal too, but time beat him. And that quarter going for 26 minutes and 57 seconds. Werribee Districts kicking 3 goals, 3. And I'm not kidding at all. Deer Park, nothing. Nothing from the reigning premiers in that term
First
at all.
time, for, I reckon, for many years that Deer Park would have been scoreless in a quarter. Love the way Werribee Districts are going about it, boys. They are not short on any verbal abuse back to the Deer Park opponents. They you won't lack the Deer Park probably not lacking the endeavour. Just at the moment, Werribee Districts are just running them ragged. Leg speed is a huge thing. Leg speed's one thing, to be able to use a football. To create leg speed is another, and that's what Werribee Districts are doing at the moment.
They've done it to a T, and we'll see whether they can carry that out for the next 30 minutes. Here we go, final quarter of the WRFL's match of the day on 88.9 Win FM as Stewart gets the tap out, Pella gets the clearance, and that's been quite the story as well today. Werribee Districts dominating the centre clearances. Out towards Miller, who's got plenty of space to work with here at left half forward. Panay to target just over his head, and Ewers at the back. Suki happy to see it over the line for a throw in left forward pocket down at the club room end.
I don't think there's much friendship between Panay and Suki down there. They've had a few little run-ins today. Tell you what, he doesn't take a back step, Andrew Panay.
So throw in. Snake again. Suki almost collided with each other there as a quick kick comes out from Kalia. But the bounce going through for just the one behind. So that takes Werribee Districts down to 8-14-62. Deer Park 3-1-19. Margin now at 43 points. Opening minute of the final quarter. As the ball's brought out by Ewer towards left half back. Again, the arm wrestle favouring the Tigers. Chadwick and also McGuinness combining, but Chadwick's handball, though, wasn't the best. Amron Titi's been a dirty day for him. Loses that one to Chadwick, who goes back now to Alafraco, to McGuinness, and now back again through Dean to Pella. Pella's kick inboard's fantastic, and As much as Kwame McHard tried his best to get back and fill the hole, he was outmarked by Scott Miller. And Miller now goes to the top of the square. Brown loses it. Panai, he slipped over the last minute, just 2 metres out. He's going to get a free anyway.
Yep.
And look at the fans.
Advantage.
Look at the faithful up and about. The horns are beeping in the cars as well. No advantage to Harrington, so Panai will go back and kick it from half a centimetre out anyway.
Geez, he's strong. He is so strong. He threw himself into that contest there to get that free kick. It was there, but he made sure that the umpires seen that he had the football and he was going to get that around the neck. That was just pure strength by Panay there. I was going to just be a little critical of the kick from Miller, but it turned out all right because I realised it was long enough for the contest to be there to fall over the ball, to fall over the back of the pack there for Panay to run onto.
It created enough doubt too in Brown, who was that loose man who got in the hole. He didn't complete the mark either. He just thought, perceived pressure behind me. Oh no, am I going to hold this? And it paid dividends big time for Werribee Districts as the return on the investment comes through now from Panai, and he's got his third.
We had a chat about it after too.
Definitely. And was Suki his target or Brown?
Yeah. Sort of
anybody in his sight.
Yeah, I didn't think it mattered.
Margin now 49 points, 9-14-68 Werribee Districts, Deer Park 3-1-19. 3 minutes gone here in the final term. Tell you what, the odds now of Deer Park even put another score on the board are starting to get long.
Now around the grounds, Divvy 1, Sunshine 8-8-56, lead St Albans 6-10-46. Altona 7-5-47, lead Hoppers Crossing 5-14-44. Spotswood 13-14-92, Albion 7-11-53.
Blew that out. Blew that out in the quad.
I'm not so smug now.
No, the reasons being that... No, well done, Spotty. Well done.
Brandon's happy at least.
Yes. So back in the middle, Sargent and Foley this time. Foley applies a slingish tackle.
Into the glue pot.
Right in. He really made Matthew Dean feel that, but Matthew Dean doesn't feel pain.
No.
Not at all, the reigning Barry Priest medalist. And Sargent gives away a lot of meterage that time against Foley, and as a result, thought it might have been a free kick against Sargent, but actually it was a free kick going away of the Werribee Districts to Pella, holding off the footy. So he switches out to right half forward to McGuinness, who a lot of dance moves on the mark, but not doing anything to corral the kick. Target Morrow. Well, Harrington, actual fact, that time brought it down towards Dean, who was caught second into the run of the ball that time, but the tackle straight away latched on. You don't break away from Matthew Dean tackle at all.
Is he the best tackler in the competition?
I reckon so.
I reckon, yeah.
Be up there.
Gee, I tell you, he's so strong, and they're really good tackles, not just little...
Goes for the body, doesn't worry about the arms.
Divvy 2 scores, boys. West Footscray 5-8-38, 10-point leaders over Windermere 4-4-28. Caroline Springs 7 points up over Glen Orton. Yarraville Seddon Eagles 11-12-78. Sunshine Heights 6-4-40.
Thank you for score updates, Kev, as we get a free kick now to Deer Park, picking in danger that time. Like it was against Miller. It's a couple of times he's done that today. Foley, the man with the football, and he goes short to Suki. Left half back for the Lions, right up against the boundary line on the College Road side. Suki now thought about switching, instead goes long down the line. Williams the man at the back, but Pella just flies in uncontested. No one going up with him. Molavas did pretty well too, just to screen Williams off legally there within that 5 metre radius of the footy. So if Pella goes on, unfortunate there that time by Kalia, just spilled the mark at the last second. Almost his teammate Anderson grabbing it, but Ewer got there first. Ewer quickly now towards Williams. Molavas with front position though. Williams now trying to grab it with his left arm, and his right arm pinged by Molavas. Nothing doing to the umpire. Now the ball extracted away. Back to Pella again. He's had a great day today, Wayne Pella, as has Dean, who gets it from Anderson. Off now to McDowell. Run down by Ismail, but he got the kick away in the nick of time. Now Halloran, 1 out against 2 that time, but he forced enough of a contest to keep the ball alive inside Werribee District's forward 50. Trickling soccer kick forward, hits the behind post, and we'll have a throw in right forward pocket.
Very clean. Werribee there, very clean. Their run, a little bit of a carry through the outer side wing here, but they're very clean with their ball use.
So almost 6 minutes gone here, final term. Werribee Districts 9-14-68, Deer Park 3-1-19. Big right over the top from Halloran in that spoil. Unfortunately, though, it trickles over the line for a behind for the Tigers. Their 5th rush behind of the afternoon. They go now to 9-15-69. 50 points to the good of the reigning premiers 3-1-19. So, as we now await ball to be kicked out. Long down the line. Oh, Sargent Great work. He outbodied Foley that time. Little win for him there. Off to Molavas, who roosts this one high, roosts this one long, and it just falls short. Off hands behind again.
I think he just had a bit of a slip there, Foley, too, at the wrong second there in that gluey spot in the middle. Well done to Sargent.
So 9-16-70 now the score, courtesy of those last two rush behinds. The 3-1-19, Districts by 51 points. Ball now up towards centre wing on the scoreboard high school side, but again, plenty of Werribee Districts players. Molavas and Patterson are still working just as hard as they did in the opening seconds. Yep. Kalia likewise. Can't gather the footy in on the full though. Mascari trying to put some pressure on him. Ball still alive, and now called out of bounds by the umpire.
They're hunting. They're really busy around the packs and around the contest here, Werribee Districts.
So from the throw in, tap down there, Halloran. Anderson there as well, puts in a lovely little boot and gathered about 30 metres. Now off hands again, crashing through Miller.
That's
goal!
Nice.
Oh, that's sensational play. And that typifies just that kick there and that bust through what the day has been like for the Tigers. 10-16-76 to Deer Park 3-1-19.
They hit the contest hard, Werribee, don't they? They really hit it. Every time they go, they're not just stop-start. They hit it hard. They take it with them. They're away. If they don't, well, they're very quick to have that second or third effort to butter up a little bit.
So 3 goals now for Miller. He joins Andrew Panay on that target. So we now need Morrow and Harrington to kick one each, and it keeps that symmetry going between those 4.
Just be good to see another 1 or 2 goal kickers here for Werribee. It's the only thing that's probably letting them down at the moment, even though it's not a high-scoring game. But
there was only 4 last week.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think if they had 4 today they were going to win.
No, you would say no way, no. Here we go again from the run.
They've got an opportunity here as this forward from Dean, and Halloran strong. Another rare beat and defeat on Tim Quick there. So Joey Halloran, can he be the man to break that threshold of 4 goal kickers, Tomsy? Back him from here.
Yeah.
Oh, he's hooked it left, but it might stay in. Off hands, punch out for a throw in. Left forward pocket, so still a opportunity here for the Tigers.
Just Lockie Patterson. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Lockie Patterson, that run there, that looks good. It's exciting when you can run a half-back and peeling off and sprinting through that midfield. Sign of a team full of confidence.
Leap in the ruck again from Halloran, who might be able to go back after himself. Had a fresh area, then paddled it forward. Deer Park, though, able to get the kick away, but it's going to come back. Once again, Plumridge takes it. You mentioned Patterson before. He's been in brilliant form these past month. Best on ground for Werribee Districts in their last 2 games against Albion and Sunshine. And he had a best on ground performance not that long ago against Spotswood too. So he is in some scintillating form, Lachlan Patterson, as Stephen Plumridge now. Can he be the man to be the 5th goal kicker for the Tigers? It's long, it's strong, it is home! The horns of the cars ring round Soldiers Reserve as Werribee Districts now go to 11-16-82. Deer Park 3-1-19. Now nearly 10 minutes gone here in the final term. It's a long ask, but could they go the 3-figured margin? It's
Possibly.
63 points now.
Can Deer Park get another score on the board?
That would be more favourable, I think, out of those 2. But yes, bizarre scenes here.
Nearly been 2 quarters without a score.
It's been a long time. It's almost like they're just trying to stop the bleeding here, Deer Park. No doubt they are looking at a few different things from a coaching staff, all that. Those numbers in behind the play and in the defensive side of the ground, but once again, it saps a little bit of confidence and self-belief out here. As much as they have got a lot of confidence in themselves, just takes a bit away. Kurt
May now in ruck for the Tigers. Went after it again after the initial hit out, but coughed it straight up to young Nadam. His kick though hugged all of the mud through the middle there. Didn't really get any air out of it. Fortune gathers a loose footy, gets it to centre half forward. Punched away this time by Stankovic, who goes after the footy yet again. Gets the kick out to centre wing on the high school side. McKenzie trying to get there, but Miller was with him all the way. Forces the ball out for a throw in.
Free
or
kick.
Was it a free kick, actual fact?
Yeah, free kick to McKenzie.
They're a bit too close. It was Miller. McKenzie wins the free for a hold. Call the play on now Decides not to load up with the footy, goes short to Brown, but Anderson comes across and it puts the footy out of bounds just to the right of the Werribee District's interchange bench. A very happy one at that. And Wade Chapman, the smile will be huge from ear to ear on his face for sure.
Not a lot of sideway kicking today from Hoppers Crossing, is there? A lot of up and down the line.
I wouldn't be sure if
Hoppers, I don't know how they're going.
They might be
sorry,
doing it, but Deer Park haven't done it.
Sorry, Deer Park. Just report back from Hoppers, they haven't a lot of it either, but Deer Park, not a lot of sideways kicking today.
So Tigers bring the ball out to centre half forward. It'll be a free kick tomorrow for a shove in the back.
Hits a contest hard, Morrow. He sets a scene, I believe.
So he goes nice and long to the right forward pocket, and he could have almost just a raffle as to who wanted to mark that out of Kalia and or Fortune or whoever, but Harrington was the man in the end who won the raffle.
Jesse Fortune coming off. It's in not a good way.
Oh, yes, he is. Hands of the trainers too below. Yep. I don't know if you caught exactly what happened there to him.
He was involved in the tackle with Kwame. I don't know what happened. There was nothing untoward involved with it. Kwame checked to see if he was all right after.
Yeah, he's not putting any weight on any legs. Could be a knock up high. We'll check on that later as Harrington comes in and guides it, but not guided enough. Just to the right of the top goal post. So one behind only to Ryan Harrington there. He's got 2 goals, 1 today. 11-17-83. The scoreline now for Werribee District's Deer Park stranded on 3-1-19. As they bring the ball out between the right back pocket and the right half back flank. In the hands of McKenzie, who shorts to Williams. Molovasto there to spoil another throw in.
They've kicked to contest after contest here today, Deer Park, but I think in the end it's really the hard work that Werribee Districts have done off the football to make sure that they're getting at least 1, if not 2, over to the contest. So full credit to Werribee Districts in that area. Cogs. How are you, mate? You're good.
So from the throw,
everyone has.
Yes.
No. Stephen Coggan, ex-captain of the Deer Park Football Club.
Not happy.
Not happy. There's not happy.
No. Listen to that, Bullen. There's not much play happened though in and amongst that from Coggy, and we've got another throw in here. We had a ball up and then another throw in. No possessions from either side during the last few seconds there, just to keep up to date with the play. Nice special comments there.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I'll have their say.
Oh, of course. Foley now taps it down to no one again, but whoever it was intended to, they're being caught.
McCarg.
It was McCarg, was it?
Tried to break about 4 tackles.
That's 3 times today now he's been brought down holding the footy.
They've right onto him. Right onto him, aren't they? It's a big Halloran with the ball too here.
Joey Halloran will look to load up as well from about 55. Slight angle, but it will favour his right foot. He's on the high school side. So here he goes. To really get the roar of the crowd up once again. It's a fair effort. It's going to drop short though. And in the hole, Foley takes the mark.
Kicked 10 goals in a game a few years ago, Halloran, for Altona, as went forward, but he was named a few years in a row as backman, fullback of the year. I can see why. He's a backman. He's a backman.
So the kick now comes out just to the right of the Deer Park interchange bench, still inside the field of play, as it's now been held up, and the umpire will call for a ball up.
Isn't it funny when they know we're on air and they just come and stand up there, just start talking to us? I can't hear a bloody word they're saying to start with. No. We love the Western region, Western suburbs people.
Let me take you through it, Tom.
Oh, no. You've heard the whole lot, Kel,
yes.
I know.
I've just got an earful.
Nothing new. Dean.
I got the do you know who I am?
You should have said...
I said the Swamp Man.
Yes, exactly. Brilliant.
So Dean off to McDowell. His kick in the centre of the ground was cut off as Deer Park bring it out towards left half forward. Wong, the 1 goal only so far today from probably about the only kick he's had. He's been blanketed by McGuinness, who does well enough to get it away to Pella, off to Alafracco. And now Purton gets a shove from Emerentides, and he eyed him down too after that.
Could have been downfield.
It could have been, but anyway, the ball's over the line for a boundary throw in just to the right of our vantage point here inside Crume's caravan, right next to the cameraman as well, who was filming for WFL TV.
Young Spiros concentrate on the football. A couple of times today, just watching off the football a little bit. You've given a couple away the little cheapies. Not worth it, son. You're a good footballer.
Bullen
concentrate.
Droves the tapper, but only gets wrapped up by Chadwick for his troubles. We'll get another ball up. So this time Main and Foley. Main tried to guided that down. He was outbodied by Foley, but got the tap out anyway. Plumridge through heavy traffic, gets the kick forward. Here's Halloran once again, but beaten to it by Mackenzie this time, and now they might have some run. Here's Ismail, centre wing, shorts it to his mentor in McHarg, who now goes long. That's better.
Yeah.
To Wong. Probably the rare time, the only time today we've seen Deer Park do what Deer Park normally do every time they go forward.
Yeah, that space. Create that hole 50 metres further up the ground, a space for their teammates to run into. They look a little bit lethargic. No, I'm not making any excuses for Deer Park, and neither we should. But they do look a touch lethargic. That's the way the season's just unfolding at the moment with training or whatever it may be. But we know that Werribee Districts have played well and truly.
So here comes the kick from
Great
Kwame.
Oh.
They haven't scored since the 17.5-minute mark of the second term, and they won't there either. That one falling just a half a metre short. Mark taken by Main on the last line. Straight away off to Chadwick, who kicks it straight to a fan. Well, actually straight to Chapman. He did. Wade Chapman, beautiful mark.
Give it straight back to the Deer Park player too. Well done, Chappie.
Yeah, that's it. Good sportsman. And it was to Mackenzie who took the free. Now the chaos ball to Wong, off to McHarg. Bang! Hits the post. So there's that first score for Deer Park finally. Since the 17.5-minute mark in the second term. Just the one behind,
It's gone 2 quarters. 7.5 minutes gone now.
Yep. Pretty much right on, yeah. 17.25 I've got for that one. So 3-2-20 now at the Lions. 11-17-83 the Tigers. As we now wait for the ball to be brought back. It'll be Mitch Chadwick to bring it in.
I don't think it's a loss that's going to hurt Deer Park when they wake up tomorrow morning, but what it's going to hurt them is the scoreline. 28 scoring shots at this stage to 5. That's a smashing. That's what they probably, the loss, fine, happens, but not by this margin.
No, so Chadwick to himself, and now hoists this one nice and high. Morrow the target, but in front there Crawford, forcing Morrow to spoil it out of bounds for a throw in.
It's great for Werribee District, keeps their double chance hopes alive too.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is one you probably wouldn't have penciled in, but the loss to Sunshine a couple of weeks ago kind of gets that one back now, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Big time. So they had Altona and also St Albans breathing down their neck too for that 4th spot. This keeps them well and truly inside the 5 as Bullen now just beats Anderson to it, gets the kick forward. Wong grabbed by McGuinness. Loose ball now. Pella trying to fight his way through as well, as does McGuinness, back in again with Wong. And we'll get a ball up, 35 out from the Deer Park goal. Down at Duncan's right end.
Probably the first time for the whole game, 3 inside 50s in a row.
It's a world of first that we just don't normally assign to the Lions, as ball now trickles out. Here's a chance for McHarg to gather and snap and miss. So 2 behinds in a row for Kwame. 3-3-21 now the Lions. Trail the Tigers 11-17-83, margin 62 points.
Obviously,
90 minutes last term.
Obviously the sting well and truly out of this game, but they have looked a little bit sharper in the last 7-8 minutes, Deer Park, just with their ball movements going forward.
So Chadwick now decides to go to the high school side, just over the head of Sargent that time. Ball stays in play though, back in Deer Park's hands. Kick tumbling towards centre half forward, almost to Summers, but he lets it run on to Suki, who goes back to young Ismail on the left to Vella, who uses his trusty left. High, up and under, who can take it? Wong tries to, couldn't quite. Now at the foot of it, Patterson. Handball back towards Pella, who has 2 to beat and does nicely though to allow the boundary to be his friend there. So throw in as we tick into time on now in the last turn, 20 minutes now. As I said, the margin 62 points in favour of the Tigers. So not only just the win, unexpected, but the margin as well, as here goes Bullen. Roves this one and centres it in, but not to any intended target in the end. Out comes Molavas, who's done it all from the back line today. Uses Dean now. Didn't get him on the full, but the ball sat very nicely for him. Gets around the dam and goes inboard now to young Jordan Paddy. And he turns around, sees no one on the mark. Goes to left half forward. It's a good kick as well. Straight to Panay, who moves on. Harrington in the square. Mark, goal.
Too easy.
Far too easy.
Easy.
3 goals now to Ryan Harrington. There the horns again of the cars. Werribee District's faithful will certainly party long into the night and through tomorrow, you're sure of that. 12-17-89 to 3-3-21.
Gee, they run hard. they run hard with the football, Werribee Districts. Got some absolute, genuine leg speed forward of the football. We know we've wrapped it up all day. The defensive side of their run-down tackles, part of the game is as good as, if not as the best in the competition. But gee, when they do go forward, they move that ball very quickly and low. Keep their eyes very low going inside their forward line. It's Panay, I think, just coming off with a little bit of cramp.
I probably will probably see the end of him today too, or you would have thought. Just rest him up.
Yep.
Well, he won't want to like that though. He want to get back out there, I think.
He's done his role, done his job. They all have today.
Kicked the free again today, as Panay, and been sublime in plenty of other areas as well, especially his defensive pressure inside 50. As another free kick's picked out of the middle here, going the way of the Tigers. Chadwick, the recipient, goes wide. Molavas slipped. As a result, the ball falls behind him towards his right, but he had a teammate there, though, in Taylor, who gets it towards the left half forward. And Kalia grabs it and then gets grabbed himself over the line for a boundary throw-in. So Crawford, the man doing the tackling work.
Final score through Tarneit 4-5-29. Gave it a shake but didn't quite make it. Parkside 5-15-45. Well done to the Magpies. Been fairly blowy there at Tarneit, I would have thought, during the afternoon.
So well done to the Magpies there to survive that challenge from Tarneit, as Ismail takes it from centre half back, goes to Mackenzie, who drives it nice and long. Target there, down there is Williams, who's another defender gone forward for the Lions. Loose ball here, now collected and wrapped up, and we'll get a ball up just inside forward 50 for Deer Park at the Duncans Road end.
Interesting, we'll have a look at it during the week. How many times McGuinness has been named in the best for Werribee Districts this year? Because the job he's done at Wong today has been sensational. He can back that up, if he has backed that up quite a few times throughout the year. Oof.
Ball again with another clearance, but this time his kick was smothered. And it ricochets back into a big pack of players, and we'll get another ball up. Still inside the 50-metre area for Deer Park, as we now tick over the 23 and a quarter minutes in this final term, which has seen Werribee Districts add 4 goals, 3 to just the 2 behinds for the Lions. From the restart, handball this time by Williams out towards Summers, but he's met quickly by Patterson. Ball jars free, Pella there also, and we've got a throw in 40 out for the Deer Park goal on the high school side. So 89-21, good percentage booster this one here for Werribee Districts to maintain pace with the top 3 in Division 1 on the ladder. As a free kick goes to Sargent, who handballs straight to Mullavass, and his kick is a nice one too. Just through the hands though of Morrow. At the back now Mackenzie, he's got Vella in board if he wants to, now uses him. Could have used Foley also. Vella now all the way back into defence. Last man there is Stankovic, and he goes out towards right half back and finds Ewer. So off goes Jake Ewer through the middle. Mark there for Bullen. No.
Took his eyes off the split second there, Bully.
Bit unusual from the coach, but anyway, he gets enough time though to make amends and goes out wide. There might be young Muscari there. He's gone short. Also to Ismail.
It's been good, Ismail. Really good. Geez, I tell you what, exciting young footballer, this kid.
He's kicked now off hands for a throw-in. Yeah, he has shown quite a lot too. He can be one who can hold his head up high when they walk off the ground today for the Lions.
Just short off the ground still, is he, Willow? Can't see me over in the box. Get the binoculars on it, boys.
So as a result,
yeah.
Okay.
Stankovic in ruck. Mackenzie and Bullen now combine. Here's Ismail once again. Evades one. Does nicely too to get the handball back out towards Mackenzie, who just missed Muscari though with that last one. In through comes Plumridge to Patterson, and now Sargent once more. Through heavy traffic towards Harrington. Well done by Valado to get a spoil in. Paddy, though, mops up. Back towards Sargent, who followed up beautifully, but then kicked it straight now to the man who's played that loose man role in the last term, Foley.
Around the grounds, Quickie, West Footscray 6-12-48 have prevailed over Wyndham Vale 5-7-37. And Braybrook 3-8-26 have got a bit of a touch-up from Albanvale 23-18-156.
Just a touch-up. There is the ball now brought back into the middle. Deer Park in possession. Mackenzie once more, short to Bullen. So we've now ticked over to 26 minutes here in the final term, not far away from that final sign, which will bring that 686-day stretch of undefeatedness for Deer Park to an end. Foley, short to Stankovic. We never expected it to be by this much, though, as Stankovic on centre wing, College Road side, wants Wong, goes behind he and also Williams. And there's a bit of a hold there, I think. Will it go Deer Park's way? No, it's going to be...
Goal.
It is Deer Park's way, and it has gone through for a goal. Actually, you couldn't quite work out who it was, too, from the back.
And
Might have been Ismail, was it?
Ismail, yep.
It is, yeah. He's the one getting all the high fives. Wonder if McCarg will go over and give him one, too. And say, well done, Mini-Me. So, Sorab Ismail gets Deer Park's first goal since James Kondos scored one at the 17.5-minute mark of the second term. 4-3-27 to Werribee District's 12-17-89.
Well, there you go. You're right. The scoreline's what's going to hurt. The margin. Trying something a little bit different, obviously today, Deer Park in some areas, but absolute sensational game by the districts, Werribee Districts. Opened up this 2015 Premiership race.
Certainly to be taken seriously once again, the Tigers, as Deer Park get this clearance now. Ball there towards Foley, who just tried to let it run onto him, but it's got stuck in the mud. Eventually it's extracted away and kicked away towards that half forward. Wong almost bounced off his chest. Now Ismail once again grabs it, gets away from Chadwick, and then centres it in to McHarg.
Nice. So
from student to teacher, no, not that time. The third behind for Kwame in his final term. Now Deer Park go to 4-4-28, margin at 61 points, 12-17-89 for Werribee Districts. As that ball has travelled too far.
Free kick, Sergeant.
Free
Try
kick.
to take a mark from 5 deep in that back and just jump over the top.
And a couple of times today, Sergeant leaping when much earlier than expected as the siren sounds, and that number 686, forget it. It's now 0. Deer Park have gone down for the first time since 31st of August 2013. Or it's actually a goal now.
A goal. I don't
yes.
know. The free kick.
So it was from the free.
Yep.
And they've allowed it to go through. So Deer Park get one consolation goal in the end. Sorry about that, boys.
I think it was Summers.
So Luke Summers,
Give it to.
the man to put that final one on there to take their score to 5-4-34. And Werribee Districts, though, 12-17-89, win it by 55 points and have brought that almighty run of undefeated weeks for Deer Park to an end today. A magnificent performance from the Tigers today. A great coaching performance from Wade Chapman as well. They had a game plan, they had a structure, and they stuck to it right from word go. They played the 4 quarters as they talked about earlier in the day, and they stuck to their guns right throughout. Goal kickers for the Tigers. We had 3 each to Panay, Miller and Harrington, 2 to Morrow and 1 to Plumridge. And for Deer Park, Wong, Summers, Kondos, Foley and also Sorab Ismail with a goal. So we'll take a break and we'll analyse what has been an amazing day. An historic one too in the Western Region Football League, with Werribee Districts prevailing over Deer Park by 55 points here on your WRFL's Match of the Day broadcast on the Sound of the West, 88.9 Win FM.
G'day, Sean Sowerby from 7 News. Be sure to stay tuned to 88.9 Win FM for all of your local WRFL football. And for all the latest AFL news, be watching 7 News live at 6. Proud sponsors of 88.9 Win FM.
Bridgestone means confidence, and that's how you'll feel about your car after visiting Bridgestone's tyre and service centres St Albans and Hoppers Crossing. Whether it's new wheels or mechanical repairs for your sedan, performance vehicle or 4-wheel drive, Bridgestone's tyre and service centres St Albans and Hoppers Crossing will keep your